So I know it's been a long time making a video. A bunch of stressful stuff has happened, and a couple subjects I want to touch base with. One is when you're a sick person. I recently had a family member I'm really close with say some things that you really shouldn't say to somebody that's disabled. Um, Yeah. And to make a person that has diseases that aren't always visible, mine are now, um, like I said, with the oxygen and and all that jazz, mine are now. Um, but for a person that knows that you're sick and them to question things, it's the most horrible way to hurt somebody is when you know they're sick and then you still make them try to validate their illnesses, you know. Um, make them feel like they have to prove it to you. That's the one thing that really bothers me of how many people that I have to prove that I'm, sick to. It's bad enough when you have so many doctors and then you get a new doctor and then you have to validate all your other stuff to the new doctor, you know. But when it's your close friends and family and they already know, and then because of their own issues, um, they make you feel like crap because you have to validate with them again. I just, yeah. Um, so that's one thing, if you've got friends with autoimmune diseases or cancer or, AIDS and the list goes on as what they call the silent killers. If the person that you care about has these issues, they're already fighting enough demons. Mentally, physically, they're already fighting things that a normal person that isn't sick doesn't fully grasp or understand. And then for you to, a person to question it is it's just horrible. Um, it just compounds everything else that they have to deal with, anyways. So, really think about what it is um, that you say when it comes to their medical issues. Uh, so, yeah, there's one thing. I know, look, this is more of my normal compared to my first video. Um, I'm tired and I always look bedraggled when it comes to the end of the day. So, um, it's kind of what happens when everything takes your energy. But, you know, like I said, I'm making these videos. I hope other people can understand and it helps them, but it's mostly for record for my kids. Yeah, and so, yeah, I've had a pretty stressful couple of months. My husband finally got his Social Security, which that helps. It's one less stressor, but out of 20, I got one less, so yeah, I'll take it, but it's not. Yeah, unfortunately, we have to move the state that we live in, Washington. Um, I can't afford to buy a house here. It's just too expensive, even with all three of us on disability. And let me tell you, uh, mortgage in other states, we're trying to move to Arizona because I can afford there. It's warmer there, it doesn't hurt. Um, it's cheaper than rent. Renting a house here, just a simple 2-bedroom house, not even with a yard, you're looking at over $2,000 in rent. You know, a person on disability anyway can't afford that. Apartments 1,200 to start for a 2 bedroom. You know, singular bedrooms like 700 here, if not more, depending on the area. You know, and that's, you know, you're still looking at first month, last month deposit, and then they want you to make 3 times the amount uh, of rent on top of all of that. So to move in a place is like $3,000 just to get established into a place. Even low income, my family and I are on a low income program. Excuse me, through the state, and I'm still paying an exorbitant amount, and it took 2,500 to move in here. So, yeah, but the stressor is, like I said, I'm trying to move to Arizona, not hot like Phoenix. Like, I lived there before for a year when I was a kid. My husband lived there for a few years when he was young, too. A different area. But somewhere where it's a little more trees and things, it's just the stressor of making sure we have the finances to get down there. So, you know, that's the huge thing. You know, we have an apartment to move down, but we still have critters, and my husband's worried about moving them such a long distance, and it just creates waves for the both of us. So, um, but unfortunately, these are things I have to consider, and it's not for me, you know, as far as I'm unfortunately running out of time medically, and so I have to do these things with a child that has autism, because if something happens to me and my husband, in order to keep him out of a group home, when if something happens to us, I have to own property and a house. I have to own something that I can pass on to him, because if I don't, then the state gets awarded to the state, and then he goes in a group home. And my son is not one of those kids or people that can go with strangers. He just is not okay with that. Um, so, considering I'm on a lot of borrowed time, I'm in a scramble to find something for him, and that's my goal. You know, that's the stress is they keep telling me it's killing me faster, but at the end of the day, I do everything I do for my family and my children, and so my younger boy's more normal, and he can obtain a job and all those kinds of things. When he gets older, he can be independent. Where my autistic son is high functioning, but he can't be fully independent. He will have to have a family member, even if they're on the property, but they have to be able to give him some kind of guidance, uh, and stuff like that. So that's kind of what my scramble is. I was also thinking that one of maybe my next video I can talk about my creatures. Yesterday, my husband and I had to fill my 45, what you would call a nano tank, kinda. It's not a nano tank, but it's got nano fish in it. All kinds of nano fish. And then we got our show tank, which is a 75-gallon predatory tank. Unfortunately, my shrimp tank, that actually is a nano tank, it's almost a 7-gallon, and ended up getting planaria, which is a shrimp eating, unfortunately, a shrimp eating parasitic worm type deal. Yeah, everybody that has dwarf shrimp worries about them, but anywho, I got it on some plans, so I'm treating that one. And so, yeah, I think maybe the next time I can show you some of my creatures, and maybe I got flowers growing even in the apartment a little bit, but and then I was thinking maybe one of these episodes we can do like I used to do that in a pen pal type deal, where I can make up a prize box, a mystery box. A lot of people do those things too, and it'd be kind of fun, you know. Figure out a way to do a mystery box for people that are interested in trying to do that. You know, pick somebody. Maybe we can do it. I'm on a pretty fixed income, but I'd figure it out once a month, once every other month, depending on the mystery box and what people would really be interested in. You know, give me your input on what things you guys would like to see in the box, and we can do stuff like that. And like I said, always not a problem if you want to ask any questions about disabilities, mine or my son's, or anything else for that matter, mental or physical. I'm an open book, so, you know, or my state or my critters, whatever. Anywho, I just felt like I should make this video since it's been a while. The last one I just been too stressed and not mentally in the mood to do that. So I apologize it's been so long. Anywho, yeah, so this is Amber Robbins, and let me know if you want to chat. Talk to you guys later. Alright, bye.